All right, so I will try to show you a little bit in practice how it's done and the tools that we are using to make it possible. So this is the interface that is being used by the different journalists and editors, the people that will curate and create the selection that will be appearing in those boxes. So the first thing to see here is that we are close to 1 million articles collected in the system. And this is the original content, not the translation. And we accumulate something like 2,000 new stories every day. Obviously, during the weekends, it's a little bit less because the publication rate decreases a little bit, but in normal days, close to 2,000 articles. Obviously, it varies a little bit depending on what happens in the world. We see here on the left side the sources that we have integrated within the system. So probably there are some that might be known from you, like the BBC that we have here, but we have broadcasters from all around Europe, from, for example, ARD is Germany, Bayerischer Rundfunk is also Germany. We have the Czech television, we have France Info, obviously from France. We have ORF from Austria, RAI from Italy, RTBF from Belgium, RTE in Ireland. We have the Swiss, the Portuguese. We have content also from Nordic countries, like the radio in Sweden that is called SR, or the Finnish broadcaster called Yle here. Or yeah, basically you see we have quite this European perspective that basically was used to name this project in the end, because we gather content from all around the place, all around Europe. I will just refresh the page just to see what's the latest content that we have received in the system. And we can see that the latest story here came from Lithuania, from LRT, obviously 1st of July today at 9:03. So that's 2 minutes away from now. It was published on their website, and we already have it here in the system. And obviously, well, we can read that if we want in Lithuanian, but well, I don't know if for your Lithuanian is really good. Mine is not really so good, but thanks to the tools that we have implemented here as well, we have automatically created the English translation for this content, and we can translate to further languages on request very easily. So for example, going from Lithuanian, I could go to French if I want to. But maybe, well, let's just see if that works. Yeah, indeed, now I have the English and the French translation, but maybe for the audience of today, Arabic would be a better choice. So let's try to move to Arabic. And well, my Arabic is also a little bit rusty, so you have to judge for yourself if the translation is good or not. Hopefully it is, and you can now read that much more easily than in Lithuanian language. So that's the basic of the tool. You can see that we receive many different stories from everywhere. They may or may not include also additional material like images, like we have here. They can be quite structured, quite long in certain cases, quite in-depth article. And if we move a bit further down the line, we can see that in some cases we have audio, like in this given story, or we may have also videos. It depends, we have to scroll a bit to find something. Here we have video coming from social networks. This is also part of the tool. And the beauty is that really you have this this whole perspective here. You can just scroll the feed, obviously, and try to find something that is of interest for you. But as you would expect, you can also do a specific searches directly from here. So if you want to find the latest news about Ukraine, you can search for this word, or even Ukraine and Lebanon, maybe to see how Lebanon would be affected by the war in Ukraine. And then, well, you can see we have 80,000 results matching those two keywords. And now we can read the perspective of the different countries about this, those two specific words. You can also see how things evolve here very, very clearly. I don't know if we look for, I don't know, well, COVID is maybe not a good case, but let's look for China. We can see that it's quite a steady word, and it appears almost every day. If we look for artificial intelligence, maybe as well, and we would in that case match all of the words, not any of the words, we can see that, yeah, we have, oh, here we have a big spike, and it could be of interest to see why we have this spike on this specific day. Oh, that's the story probably of this Google engineer that said that artificial intelligence robot suddenly had a soul or something, so it made a bit of a buzz in the news. So this is why we have this spike here. This is the interface to basically monitor the news as it happens, as you can see, in real time. And through the help of those translation engine, we can do that also in our own language if we want to. We can obviously filter down to specific sources if we want. We can go down to specific languages. We can filter for articles that will contain media and everything. So you have this kind of global newsroom at your fingertips right from your browser, and you can read the news from everywhere. So that's the starting point. But let's see maybe something a bit more interesting, and move now to this article here that is talking about how the war in Ukraine is affecting Lebanon. And well, obviously we can read that in English because that was published in English by Deutsche Welle, a German broadcaster. We can have the same article now in Arabic. And as you understand now, I can also translate that to any further language that I want in just a matter of seconds. And the full structure of the article will be retained when I do so. But probably what is more interesting is that we do this not just for the articles, but we also do that for the medias, which means the videos and the audios. So let me try to play that for a second. First of all, in English. So if we play that.
Pita bread like this is a crucial part of the day for people in Lebanon. It's often known as the loaf of the poor because it has always been affordable for everyone. But now, things look different.